Hey, hey, we here. Let's go. Happy Tuesday. Today, Tuesday. Yeah. Hey, my bad. I had to, this week has been going by pretty fast. So, listen, we're going to get into the formalities real quick, y'all. Please make sure that you go on and share this live stream out. Give the thumbs up on YouTube if you haven't done so yet. Tap the screen for my people on TikTok. I would really appreciate it. That would be awesome for y'all to do that. Tap the screen. I appreciate everybody that does that. As you're coming in, make sure you share. Listen, this is one of those times when we have these type of conversations. Remember when I call people my battle buddies, right? When we have these type of conversations, we share them. I see you, Tom. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. We share information because we don't want to have anyone that we know left behind. We don't want to be those people that we sometimes may talk about, like, man, they already know about these things, but ain't nobody putting me on, ain't nobody telling. No. We're not doing that. We're not gatekeepers over here. So go ahead and share. If on TikTok you're not comfortable with sharing, guess what else you could do? You can always repost, okay? Repost is doing the similar thing, telling the TikTok algorithm that they should be sending this live stream out to other people. For those of you on YouTube, as you're coming in, you can always just go ahead and tap the screen. You know how you go down and put 100, the hearts and all that stuff. You can just tap. That's another way to tell the algorithm that, hey, it needs to go out to more people. And also commenting. So as you come in, say, hey, Leona, something. Okay, humanity, I see you. You can always just speak, say something, and then if you feel comfortable, just tell us where you're tuning in from. Okay, you can put your city, put your state, put your country in the chat. This is another way to tell the algorithm that people are interested, okay? And other folks should be getting access to this particular conversation. All right, we don't want to be gatekeepers. So if we say we don't want to be gatekeepers, let's do our part by sharing. You never know who wants to hear this information, who has been asking about these type of things, who's curious, who's not. You never know unless you share, okay? So that's why I get on here and I go live all the time on Tuesdays and Fridays, because I want to make sure that individuals get the information that I have. Thank you so very much, Phoenix Rising. Good evening. Happy Tuesday. I see you. Etty, I think that's how you say it. ETY, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to do more of that whole investor dashboard talk. I see. Let's go. I don't know why this wasn't approved. TikTok be tripping. But 500 minutes. Let's go. I love it. So we're going to take our conversation about the headlines and all of these things. We're going to take this a little bit further, okay? We'll take it a little bit further. So there's 5 things that we're going to cover so that way you can see why I'm looking at the things that I'm looking at before I even open up any crypto charts. Welcome in, Wendy. Happy Tuesday. So before I open up any crypto chart, right? There's 5 things that I'm looking at that's connected to Bitcoin in some way, shape, or form. Sean J, welcome in. Yema, welcome in. I hope I said that right. So yeah, thank you. I never wore yellow like that. This is my, first actual full yellow outfit. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank y'all for liking the live too. I appreciate y'all. Keep tapping the screen. Thank you so very much for everybody that's tapping the screen. Share, repost, and continue to comment. Marlon, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. So there's 5 things that we are looking at that's connected to Bitcoin, okay? On this page on TikTok, on this channel on YouTube, what we do is talk about cryptocurrency for beginners, okay? Now, do I have some people who are a bit more experienced in cryptocurrency? Absolutely. I love when they join because they either say, yeah, Leona's right, or they may bring to our attention some things that we're not talking about and we can go do some research on, because I get homework on my own as well. Shout out to some of my battle buddies out there on TikTok, and then there's a few of y'all on YouTube that'll pop some stuff out there, and I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't know about that. Miss Agile, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Bert, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. So 5 things, okay? 5 things that we see are connected to Bitcoin, and we're gonna go over those things tonight. User AA1, welcome in. Mr. Tabbits, welcome in. Happy Tuesday, y'all. So number one, liquidity. I'm gonna break these things down in a second, so don't spaz out and be like, I hear people use that word all the time. I don't know what that means. I got you, okay? Number one, liquidity. Number two, regulation. People were talking about this earlier, so we're going to kind of touch on it. Okay. Number three, institutional activity. Number four, Mighty Love Sign, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. El Barto, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I see you, Carlos. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Number four, macro economy. Again, don't spaz out when I say this. I got you. I'll make sure you're good. Still with Ike, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Kat, I see you. Happy Tuesday. Okay. And then the last one, investor psychology. Okay. So tonight, for y'all that have been here before, okay, and have been here for at least the past 2 weeks, we're going to build that investor dashboard that we've been going over. We're going to build that dashboard we've been using during our investor checkpoint. This is what we're going to be doing. Eminem, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Okay, thank y'all for continuing to like the live. Y'all help Sean and finish rising out by tapping the screen. Tap it up. Share. If you don't feel comfortable sharing, you can always repost. Okay, it does the same thing, telling the algorithm to send the live stream out to the FYP. Okay, so more people can join the conversation, especially if this is something they've been wanting to talk about or learn more about. Mo, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. There we go. Thank you, Phoenix Rising. I'm gonna pin that for all of y'all here on TikTok. Okay, appreciate you. So those are the 5 things that we're going to go over today that's connected to Bitcoin. This is why Leona looks at certain things that she looks at on a daily basis before I open up my Bitcoin chart. Okay, these 5 things. Oh, my bad. So liquidation, regulations, institutional activity. Phoenix Rising. I didn't notice that you put the question mark. Institutional activity. Tommy, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I think crypto stock markets just popped in. I'm not sure if I missed it or was that really him. But if it was, what's going on, crypto stock markets? And I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Okay. And did. Let's go. Come on. Y'all give crypto stock markets a follow. I don't know if he's I don't know what his YouTube handle is, and if he actually, teaches on YouTube, but y'all on TikTok, give him a follow. Go join those live streams. They are very, very informative. But follow from the live stream though, because in this here app, TikTok, it's a whole lot of scammers, y'all. They're gonna get you. Okay, so follow from the live stream. Phoenix Rising helped everybody out. These are the 5 things that we're touching on today. Thank you so very much for that heart me. I appreciate you, crypto stock markets. Thank you. Right. These are the 5 things that we're going to talk about because this is tied to our investor dashboard. Okay. So, question for my people who have, been investing for a bit of time, whether it's crypto or not, but definitely in the crypto space. Have you heard people talk about oh yeah, Bitcoin dropped because of this headline, this was said today, or well, Bitcoin went up because of this news. This is what was released today. So prime example. Today, me and my husband I was listening to, oh my gosh, Alex Provic, I think that's his name, on TikTok. I want to say that's his name. But anyway, I was on his live stream. I finally got to catch one of his live streams this morning. Okay, thank you, crypto stock market. So yeah, so I finally got to catch one of his live streams this morning. Kind of caught the tail end, but they were talking about the Clarity Act and stuff. And so my husband, first thing he did, I ain't even looked at any charts yet. I'm just moving around, taking the dog out, getting myself together this morning. So I had my earbud in and I'm listening to what him and I forgot what the other gentleman's name was. But they were talking about kind of touching on the Clarity Act and everything. And my husband gets up and he just first thing he do, open up his chart and was like, why everything green today? What they, yes, that's his name. Thank you. Crypto stock markets be knowing. Come on, man. Come on, battle. Um, so yeah, so they were pretty much kind of touching on the Clarity Act and everything this morning. And my husband, Alex Provic, I think it's Provic, crypto stock markets. I'm pretty sure he'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's how you spell his last name. Um, and he was live at like, I'm Central Standard Time, so I want to say that was about 8 o'clock this morning. I want to say it was super early. Well, compared to everybody else that I catch their lives, that's early for me. She said too early. Yeah, like I haven't even really like gotten the family together and stuff because they getting up at 8 o'clock or 7:30 and stuff. So I'm in the middle of stuff. But anyway, so every time I declared it, my husband, first thing he did when he got out the bed and all that stuff, he opened up his Trading View app. He's like, "Why the crypto market green?" and everything. And I was like, and he brought up the whole clarity, like did it pass and everything. I was like, nah, they didn't say anything about it passing. They were just pretty much talking about some of the things um, they didn't really agree with pertaining to what's in the Clarity Act, and it was talking about the ethics situation, all kind of stuff or whatever. So, needless to say, okay, I brought that up because we're going to hear a lot of things in the news pertaining to cryptocurrency, okay? But here's my question. If headlines alone move Bitcoin, why do some of these huge headlines, the stuff that you would think would move the market, why does it barely move the market? While sometimes on like other days, right, Bitcoin could move $5,000-$10,000 with almost like no news at all. You're like, wait, what is going on today? Thank you for the rose, Phoenix Rising. I appreciate you. You sit here like, what's going on? Like, nothing is happening today for it to be a $5,000 Bitcoin move, right? I fixed it. Welcome in, Tommy. Welcome in, right? So Sean said lack of liquidity in the market. Hey, Miss Gigi, I see you. Happy Tuesday. Welcome in. Okay. So tonight, what we're going to do is attempt to answer one of those questions when we talk about investing in the cryptocurrency market, and that's what's actually moving Bitcoin. Okay. So keep in mind those 5 things that we talked about. So Mr. Sean mentioned liquidity, which is one of the 5. I'm going to pin this one more time for my people who just joined. I believe I can get to it. Can I get to it? There we go. Because Phoenix Rising put in here. These are the 5 things that we're going to cover today. Okay? 5 things we're going to cover today. All right. So, there we go. She got it. There we go. There we go. She put it back in there for everybody. Okay. So last week we went over, the first episode of this series. We went over pretty much every headline isn't a buy or sell signal, right? We talked about that. We know, we actually know that we had examples and so on and so forth. And then on Friday, we talked about how we can separate those facts from opinions. So when we see those headlines, these wild headlines, because we're going to touch on a couple of them tonight, when we see these headlines that are triggering, okay, how do we go about separating the opinions of some of the people that are included in the article in that headline and also the facts, okay? Easy, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. All right, so if you are just beginning your cryptocurrency journey, go ahead and type the word new in the chat. If you are new to cryptocurrency, meaning you have been in this space for less than 1 year, type new in the chat. If you're watching a replay on YouTube, you can type new in the comments, and that way I know that this particular person is new to cryptocurrency, okay? Type new in the chat if you are new to cryptocurrency, meaning you have been involved in this space, in this market for less than 1 year. You've either put some money in it, not a whole lot, but you put some money in it, or you haven't even put money in yet, but you open up an account and so on and so forth. But you're still attempting to learn, okay? You're still attempting to learn. My live streams are more so for beginners, okay? We have beginner conversations. If you have been here for quite some time, I appreciate you for joining. Okay. So Mr. Focus Man said 9 years in. Shout out to you. That's awesome. Okay. So people like Mr. Focus Man, I appreciate them coming in. So what I ask is that if I'm sharing something that you're like, yeah, I wish I would have knew this as a beginner, I need you to chime in. If it's something that I should have added on to that particular situation or statement, right? Then I want you to chime in. Don't be disrespectful, okay? Especially if you're new here. I love when people chime in, but don't be disrespectful because then I'm gonna send you to Block City. All right, I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna do the back and forth and all that. I'm just gonna be like, peace out. You know what I'm saying? Go to somebody else with the disrespect. All right. But I love when people who've been in the crypto space for quite some time share stuff because I love for us to be able to learn from other people. I don't know everything. I am not an expert. I've been in the crypto space since 2017, but I haven't been serious about investing in cryptocurrency since until 2020. So for the past 6 years. Okay. So it's one thing to be exposed to it and call yourself trading it, then now you are, no, I'm buying and holding for sure. Period. I am building a portfolio. Mr. Powell, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I was about to say Friday. Okay. So there's that. So if you are new, then I want you to make sure that because you're just starting out your journey, J-Mo, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Because you're just starting out your journey in the crypto space, I don't want you to skip the basics. Okay. I want you to be able to understand, what's on the horizon. Make sure you avoid some of these beginner mistakes like a lot of us have had, like who was that? Mr. Focus Man. I want to say Carlo DiCarlo has been in for quite some time too. Oh, yep, that's right. I see you. Yep, that's right. I remember. So yeah. So there are certain people who have been in the space for quite some time, right? You can learn from all of our mistakes, and hopefully you don't make the same mistakes we did starting out. Okay. That is the goal. All right. So if you are new, okay, if you are new, I want you to go ahead and click the link in my bio. It is a free crypto beginner checklist. It's going to ask you questions. It's going to ask you questions. Who was buying BTC in 01? Quit playing with me. Y'all in here trolling. Whoever said that in here trolling. They must have fat fingered that and meant to say like 10. You know what I'm saying? They must have fat fingered that. But yeah, so go ahead and click that. It's in the description box. It's also in the I said in the description box on YouTube. It's also in the bio on YouTube. Okay, so there's that. Now, okay, for my people who don't, my husband is a fisherman, right? So I'm gonna use an example for my people who like to go fishing and you like to get on these boats and go out into the lakes and all that stuff. Who here like to get on boats and stuff and go fishing and everything? Type me in the chat. I should have known crypto stock markets. I love it. Okay, let me see. Fishing is it is. Listen, it's gonna be when Laura goes back to school, I'm gonna be back to fishing because that is one of the places where I could just be. And my husband is the one that actually taught me how to fish. Funny, I'm from the South and nobody taught me how to fish until I met my husband. That was the first one. So we do freshwater and saltwater. But yeah, so we'll get like bass, in freshwater, bass. What's the other one? My husband know all the names, child. When he goes out on the boat, he'll get redfish and sheep's head and all that stuff. No, he did not teach me how to clean it because he cleans it. I watch him, so I would know what to do, but I I don't be doing that. But I put the fish on. I put the worms on the hook. Put the shrimp on, and you know, I do all of that. It's just I know I need to learn how to clean it, like actually do it myself, because I could go out and catch it and I could cook it, but I ain't clean it. But he'll clean it for us. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he is. He's a very thoughtful hubby. He makes sure we good. Uh, I live in South Louisiana, but I'm not from Louisiana. I'm from Tennessee, most definitely. Mr. Focus Man, do you think the Clarity Act will get passed in July, August? I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm not hopeful. I know that may not be the answer y'all want to hear, but I'm not. I'm not that. Like I attempt to be optimistic a lot of times, but given the way that this Congress is, it's like they just all over the place. I don't like them, none of them, to be honest. So I just feel like nah. I'm good. I'm not hopeful. But you know what? Anything can happen at the end of the day. Yeah, come on, crypto stock markets. Go ahead. Let's go, crypto stock markets. I'm good. How you doing? I ain't want to gossip, but but listen, y'all. I'm with crypto stock markets on this. With what I've read in all of these news articles that have come out today, talking about the whole Clarity Act, like even last week when we were talking about the headlines, and they were talking about certain Democrats. I think it was 3 Democrats at that time in the article. They were saying they were calling the Clarity Act a corrupt bill and all this stuff, and they was dogging out the POTUS and stuff. I'm like, you really think you need 7 Democrats in the Senate to help you pass this, right? If right now they are for the most part still like no, 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 because of the POTUS ties to crypto within his family and amount of money that has been made off of crypto since he's come back in office. Do you really think that you about to have this passed within the next 30 days or so? You know what I'm saying? Like this is why we gotta have these conversations. And I no. Mm, absolutely not. Yep. So y'all, this is why us having these conversations for the past few weeks is important. We should stay in prep mode, period. Prepare for the worst. You can always hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And in battle, I'm gonna be with you on that. Cause I was literally just, as a matter of fact, hold on, I believe I still got it up. So it's on CoinDesk. Okay, so you go to CoinDesk.com. For my people who don't know, this is one of the sites that I go to. Right? Hey, what's going on, CC? Y'all give Crypto Chick a follow. She in the building. Let's go. I know it's not a real building. Before crypto stock market say something, because I already know you about to be like, what? Thank you, CC, for the roses. I appreciate you. But y'all give her a follow. Thank you for the hand heart. I appreciate you. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate you. So yeah, so we was sitting here. I was sitting here reading this on CoinDesk today. The headline says crypto clarity at still at mercy of ethics section as Democrats balk at Trump deal. So in my head, I was like, well, what's the deal? Right? Immediately, my mind is like, what's the deal? So I'm gonna just scroll down a little bit. So pretty much in here, they were, what were they at? Where was it at? There was a part in here specific. They said that the language, there's language in here that will ban government officials from significant crypto ties. So part of that is what crypto stock market is talking about. They go into detail specific, saying that pretty much what they need to see is that the Democrats want, where is it at? They said the Democrats want the state. Where is it at? Dog, I read it. I'm trying to find it, y'all. Hold on. I literally just read it. They want the state to be the one over control and not the attorney general, right? Where is it at? Because we all know that with the attorney general, right? Yeah, it said the U.S. Attorney General. So what they want is to have the state attorney generals be able to enforce the ethics restrictions on federal officials, but the White House and Republicans are insisting on the U.S. Attorney General as the top authority. Now, a question for my people who have been following what's going on today, like up until today with this particular administration, do you believe that the U.S. Attorney General will hold anyone in Congress that's on the POTUS side, will hold them accountable? Yes or no in the chat? And I'm looking, I'm not judging, okay? But yes or no in the chat, do you believe, do you believe that the U.S. Attorney General will hold anyone on the POTUS side, I ain't even gonna say the POTUS, hold them accountable if they do not adhere to the ethics portion in this bill? Absolutely not. Come on, Crypto Angel. Come on, y'all. That's right. No. So I'm not saying, this is why a big part of me is like, there's no way. Hell no. To the no. That Crypto Chick should have just went on ahead and sung that in the chat. But right, like, come on, man. Like, we gotta know. We gotta know when we're reading some of this stuff, like, all right, let's be realistic. I know we want stuff to happen. Huh? Absolutely not. Yeah. Nope. So I'm just saying, y'all, when we have these live streams, it's not me just coming on here and talking. It's us having a conversation. It's us learning. And we are learning to think. Think for ourselves. I got it, y'all. We got AI out here. I got it, y'all. We got, these headlines. We got journalists and stuff. But a lot of these journalists have been bought and paid for. Okay? They've been bought and paid for. Their bosses have been bought and paid for. So there's certain things that they cannot put out there to the public because it goes against what their bosses have been paid for. That's right. Cool Chris said have discernment. Huh? Okay, I thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. I'm with you. Unfortunately. But yeah, so that's it, y'all. When we talk about this, I just really love for us to have these conversations and think before we execute in the market. Think before we either buy or sell anything. Thank you for the Panther Paws. Thank you for the TikToks. I appreciate y'all, right? Think. That's what I'm asking everybody. Okay? So as we do this and we move forward and we talk about those 5 things, can you put it in the chat for us again? Come on, crypto stock markets. I appreciate you, Battle. Thank you so very much for all of those. I appreciate you. Phoenix Rising, can you type those 5 things or place them back in? Thank you. Come on, Battle. She looking out for me. So these are the 5 things we're going to cover tonight, okay? But like I was saying, okay, my bad. So I got off track. So I was talking about like going fishing, okay? So I want us to think about when we are talking about these headlines, and I use Bitcoin as my guide. For my people who are like, well, what about SRP? What about, Bitcoin is my guide, okay? All right. Hey, he got to member level 13. Shout out to you, Crypto Stock Markets. I appreciate you, right? I use Bitcoin as my guide. If you don't like that, I'm not your person. It's okay. All right. I love you anyway. All right. So, like I was saying, my husband is a true fisherman, y'all. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And since, my analytics say over 50% of y'all that watch are men. Okay. I'm sure this is going to resonate with the men. Now, I know there are some women like myself, Phoenix Rising, my battle. We fish as well. There may be some other women out there that fish. Hopefully, this resonates with you. It makes sense to you as well. Okay? LB4, you got that. That's your opinion. All right. So, but I want you to imagine, okay, that Bitcoin is a boat that's floating in the ocean. Okay? Crypto Stock Markets, he trying y'all like he done tried me already talking about some, but do you clean though? I don't clean. I don't clean the fish. I catch it and I cook it. My husband go clean them. I don't know about the rest of you ladies out there that go fishing. If you clean it, let him know that you cleaned it in the chat. Okay? But I want y'all to think about, Phoenix Rising said, nah, so she with me. She can catch it and can cook it, but she ain't about to clean it. So Bitcoin is this boat, right? And it's floating out there in the lake. I'm going to use, because I'm in Louisiana, South Louisiana, right? So we out on Lake Pontchartrain, and the boat is just floating, okay? It's floating, all right? Now, we know that a boat doesn't make a major move because of one little wave, okay? Depending on the size of the boat. So if you out on I don't know if anybody been in South Louisiana, like, by New Orleans or whatnot, Slidell or whatever, but Lake Pontchartrain is pretty big, okay? It's really big. So if you out there, more than likely you in a decent sized boat. You're not out there in like one of them little John boats, okay? Because you asking to go down. All right, but you out there in a decent sized boat. So one little wave is not going to make that boat move really big, right? That boat moves because there's many forces acting on it at the same time. There's multiple waves, big waves, right? When we talk about investing, especially in the crypto space, when we talk about investing, it works pretty much the same way. Thank you so very much, CC. I appreciate you. Okay? So, again, we're talking about liquidity. We're talking about regulation, which is what Crypto Stock Markets came up to talk to us about, right? We're talking about our institutions, the economy, psychology, all of that. Thank you, Phoenix Rising. She put it in there for us again. I appreciate you, Battle. Right? We're talking about all of these things. So the stronger one wave becomes, the more it pushes that boat, which is Bitcoin that we're talking about, okay? So this is why professional investors don't chase one particular headline, okay? Those of us that are retail investors, we should not be chasing one particular headline. We need to separate the opinions from the facts. And like what Crypto Stock Markets was saying, was there anything significant in there that warrants price movement in the manner in which it moved today? From what I've read in a couple of articles today, it don't make sense to me. It didn't. You could have kept that. To be honest, like we, that's how I feel. I'm like, y'all could have kept all of this. This is not telling me anything. What it's telling me is we still in the same position we were in how long ago? Like you're not pushing the needle at the end of the day, right? So this is why it's very important for us to make sure that we're not chasing the headlines and we're not reacting like these people, and we're not letting these folks trick us out of our spot or put us in a bad position financially as an investor. Cool Chris said, buy the rumor, sell the news. Right. This is what's happening. So think about this. If, okay, because none of us have a crystal ball. None of us are God, okay? The Almighty God, all right? So if the talks that's been going on about the Clarity Act, right? If the talks that's been going on about the Clarity Act, right, has come out and these things are found to be untrue, right? Okay, so you put all of this stuff out today specifically. You put all this stuff about the cryptocurrency market and Clarity Act, and then we see a green day. Okay, we see this green day. Well, what if it's found that this stuff was put out because they want to do pretty much like a pump and dump? Because a lot of us have been expecting, okay, not a lot, some of us have been expecting Bitcoin price to drop even more, right? So if that happens and you bought in today, or this week in general, you bought in today, and you thought that, oh, that 58, high 58K, low 59K was the floor, and then you bought in massively, and now prices plummet before, the recess happens in August, and prices plummet, you're going to be sitting there as a person who just put your money in. You don't know what you're doing. You're just following the headlines. You're going to be stuck. Not in a bad. Listen, I'm not saying it's going to be bad for you. I'm just saying, as a beginner who don't know what they're doing, and you're just following the headlines, and you're following what other people are saying that aren't doing what they're talking about doing anyway. Because truth be told, how many of y'all have seen people come on these here apps, YouTube or TikTok, and they tell you, oh, do this, that, and the third when it comes to investing, but they're not doing the stuff that they telling you to do. Okay? So if the headlines turn around to be pretty much like we fear-mongering, we're pushing this narrative so that way you buy, because we know the market is about to tank. We just need y'all to buy. And since you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be forced to sell because you're going to panic and you're going to sell. And now we're going to come through, swoop in and buy all that stuff you just sold. All that Bitcoin you just sold, boom. Come in, swoop that thing up. All that Ethereum you just sold, boom. Come in, sweep that thing up. Okay? So this is why for us, Dogman, I appreciate you. This is why for us, it's imperative that we don't let these headlines trick us. Okay? These people do not have our best interest in mind as retail investors. If you are not a billionaire, you're not in the club. That's why we need to have conversations among ourselves and teach each other. Whatever there is that Carlo don't know, Carlo should be getting that from someone else. Whatever CC don't know, CC is going to get that from somewhere else. Whatever Leona don't know on prosperity calls, Leona's going to get it. Phoenix Rising, crypto stock markets, Diamond, all of us, we are going to be rotating information. Hey, did you see this? Did you hear that? Did you know this? Da 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 da. Oh, I saw this today. I saw this. That we need to do that because the billionaires are doing that. They got that. That's why Billionaires Boys Club, the billionaires have their own group chat, y'all. The billionaires have their own group chat. Why are we not doing the same thing? Why do we feel like, oh, well, I ain't listening to Leona because she stay in the tiny house. You don't know why I stay in the tiny house. But for those who don't know, here you go. Number one, I'm a retired Army veteran. So is my husband. Both of us have done over 20 years in the Army. So guess what? Every single month, like clockwork, we get paid. Because we did 20 years in the Army. That's number one. Number two, we made sure before we retired, before he retired, right? We wanted to downsize so we have more money to invest and to put towards our forever home. Guess what? We now are proud owners of 10 acres of land. Let's go. So while you sitting here talking about, oh, she stay in a tiny house, she ain't got no money. Okay. You can believe whatever you want to believe, dog. You can. Because guess what? My family is good. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to listen to anything I say. You don't. You're an adult, the real boss lady. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. You don't have to listen to anything I say. Okay? But what I do know is I am a master student. I am a master student. And I am going to do the very best I can to make sure every generation after me never go back to the projects. Because that's where I came up. Not a Nan Clark coming from Quentin and Leona Clark is going to be living in the projects. Do you hear me? That project living ended with me. Okay? So you can choose to listen or don't listen. That's your prerogative. Thank y'all so very much for the roses. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Divine fingers. Come on. Oh, yep, let's go. I appreciate you. Okay? So these 5 things come on forever home. I'm telling you, crypto stock market, like my bad, crypto angel. At the end of the day, we all have certain things that's a priority to us. And so when I come on here and I share during these live streams, I'm sharing from a perspective of I want my family to live how they want to live 10, 15 generations down the line. Not feel like they have to do certain things because they are not financially literate. Because we didn't do our part and leave behind any type of finances. We didn't leave behind any assets like my mom did for us. My mom left behind nothing. My grandma left behind nothing. My great-grandma left behind nothing. And guess what? All 3 generations died in the projects. Come on. I gotta, there we go. Look at that. Hey, let's go with that. Right? I appreciate you. But Carlos said I was on the streets at 8, living under a bridge 9, employed 20 people. Come on, man. I gotta pin that. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Come on. Why I did pin? Hold up. Pin. Hold up. It's not letting me pin it. Ooh, TikTok. See, TikTok be playing. But shout out to you. Like, that's what I'm talking about. When we are able to do better, we need to make sure we teach the next generation to do it too. And tell them it's a requirement in order for you or the next generation to not go back where we came from. You got to do your part and you got to teach the next generation. They should be able to take whatever you have left behind in knowledge and in finances, in assets. They should be able to take everything that you've left behind, and they should be able to, at a bare minimum, 10x that thing. At a bare minimum, they should be able to 10x it because you taught them. So I got it. I got off track for a second, but y'all, when we are going live, That's the expectation, is you're not hoarding the information. Make sure that the people that you love, the people that you care about, you're teaching them too, whether they want to learn or not, especially if it's your kids. Make sure they know, hey, you won't get access to any of this. Okay? You won't get access to now bit of it if your butt is not financially literate. If you sitting here, you an alcoholic, whatever, I already done said, y'all. Well, when we are able to find like a really solid estate, not a nail nutter, exactly. Come on, not a nail bit, okay? Don't nobody say that nail nutter like you say that nail nutter. You knew I was gonna say that. That's why you put that in there. but but yeah, like this is why one of the things that I'm going to have put into the trust is like, if you have any type of gambling addiction, drug addiction, whether it's alcohol, hard drugs, don't matter, right? You will not have access to that trust for a minimum of 5 years. For a minimum. Why? Because you're not about to sit here and blow through all this hard work that we done did. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're not doing that. Okay. So in order for us to make sure that the people we love and care about are on point with us, we got to share it. It starts with little stuff like that, by hitting the share button on TikTok, by hitting the share button on YouTube, right? By reposting on TikTok, because you never know who needs this information that we're based on the conversation that we're having today. There's somebody out there today that you may be connected to in some capacity that sat here and really thought, oh, the bull market is coming because of the headlines that have been put out today. And now I'm buying a whole bunch of Bitcoin, not realizing that them articles outside of the headline, inside those articles is a whole bunch of nothing. And quite possibly you could be getting set up to see prices plummet, and now you're going to be forced to sell because you don't know what the heck you're doing. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for the person that's connected to you in some capacity. So share, and also repost. Now, let me get back on track. Okay, exactly. Say to be Etsy liquidity. Hello. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into those five market forces that I was talking about. Here's the why. Here's why Bitcoin moves in the manner in which it moves. So these are 5 like broad forces that influence Bitcoin and other risky assets, especially in the cryptocurrency market, but other risky assets, okay? Number 1, we talked about, there we go. Liquidity. We're talking about the macro economy, okay? We're talking about regulation. We're talking about institutional activity. We're talking about investor psychology, okay? So when we want to know why is the market behaving this way, we can lean on at least these 5 things, okay? So number 1, we're going to talk about liquidity real fast. If anybody wants to add anything to it, because I do need to be done at a certain time, because my daughter is going to hold me to it. So I might not go into great detail like I want to, y'all, but y'all can always add stuff in the chat, okay? So when it comes to liquidity, for my people who do not know, my bad, there we go. For my people who do not know, liquidity is simply how much money is available to invest, okay? Again, it's just how much money is available to invest. So when there's more money flowing through the financial system, remember that river of money we were talking about a few weeks ago, right? So when there's more money flowing through that financial system, risk assets like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have more support, all right? Because more money is flowing. Everybody follow me so far? that username on here, thank you for the follow. But I ain't saying that, dog. I ain't saying that, dog. Y'all see it on TikTok. I'm not saying that, but thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Okay? Now, when money gets tighter, though, okay, investors may become a bit more cautious. Yeah, I could have said Cisco. You right. Y'all know the song, okay? But yeah, so when money becomes tighter, now the investors, they're holding on to their money. They're being a bit more intentional on where they're putting their money. More than likely, it's not going to be in the assets that are considered to be riskier than other ones, okay? So, question: would it be easier to fill a swimming pool? Okay, would it be easier to fill a swimming pool with a garden hose or a fire hose? Which one? We gonna be the person just watering the garden, or we gonna be the firefighter using the fire hose? Which one would be easier? And I know both of them gonna take a long time, child. So before somebody be like, both of them will take time. Would it be easier to fill a swimming pool with a garden hose or a fire hose? Type it in the chat. Which one? Which one? Phoenix Rising said fire hose. Let me see. Come on, y'all on YouTube. Y'all quiet over here. Which one? Garden hose or fire hose? Phoenix Rising said more pressure. Absolutely. Fire hose. Right. So you're going to have more water, right? So more water equals more liquidity. That's more money flowing through that financial system, y'all. Okay? So that's liquidity. That's number one. That's one of the things that moves Bitcoin. Number two, regulation. We were just talking about crypto. We were just talking about the Clarity Act and the nonsense that's been put out there today or whatever, right? But regulation for us is we know that the governments create these rules, right? Okay? Good, bad, indifferent. Thank you so very much for that, Harmony. I appreciate you, Crypto Chick. Right? Good, bad, or indifferent. Okay? Those rules that they create and put into law, okay, influence the confidence that people have in the crypto market or riskier assets. Okay? So some of the questions that we get asked moving forward. So when we see these headlines, okay, hey, say our community just teared up. Let's go. So for us, when we're reading these headlines, these triggering headlines, these wide headlines, these I got you type of headlines, because they just want you to open up and then it's filled with nothing. Okay. Right. You can ask yourself a couple of questions. Okay, so based on what I just saw, what just happened, or what I just read, right? Has a law changed based on that? Yes or no? Okay. Thank you for the Go Pops. I appreciate you. All right. Another question you can ask yourself is, did the SEC approve something? Okay. Did Congress pass legislation? Did the POTUS sign? Is this just someone's opinion? These are some of the questions that we can ask after we are reading these headlines and it's alluding to something pertaining to regulation, just like we were talking about with the Clarity Act, the conversations that have been had today, the articles that have been dropped today. Was the law changed today based on the information that was provided today? Absolutely not. Did the SEC approve anything based on what's been dropped today about the Clarity Act? Absolutely not. Did Congress finally put it on the docket? Okay. Do we have an official date for the Clarity Act to be voted on? Right? Look at all them notes Crypto Stock Markets is putting in the chat. So we got nope. So again, why in the world did the crypto market see a green day today? This is where our thinking comes in. Y'all playing in our face. Y'all playing with us right now. That's how I take it. Y'all playing with us right now. Okay, I got you. Okay? But this is why those conversations that we've had over the past week, for sure, but over the past few weeks, this is why they matter. Okay? Regulation is evaluated through news and context, not by us staring at these charts. Okay? But we have to be careful on what we are listening to and what we are reading in the news. We need to be able to read between the lines. I know for some people that's a bit hard. It's okay. That's why we can have these conversations. Okay? Come here. These are safe spaces. Go on to Crypto Chicks live stream. That's a safe space. Go on to Crypto Stock Markets live stream. That's a safe space. Those are two for sure. Safe spaces that you can go to and ask questions if you don't understand something that was put out in the news. Eh? Follow them from the live stream though. Please don't go out there and search, because more likely you're gonna probably find one of the fake accounts and then you're gonna get got. And I don't want you to get got. Okay? He say Star Major out here putting a little dribble on it. Come on, so I can see. I couldn't even finish the sentence, bro. Come on, Soccer City. I see you. Happy Tuesday. Welcome in. Oh man, that was funny. He always come through with something. I be liking, you know, the statements and stuff. But yeah, so you know, the Clarity Act, right? The ETFs, okay. When the ETFs was getting approved in 2023, what did you see happening to the crypto market, right? Once we had the Bitcoin, yeah, once they had the Bitcoin ETF pass, right, in January, what did you see, right? Ethereum, XRP, all of these ETFs, okay? When we had the different tax rules, we just need to pay attention. I want us to remember something though. One politician's opinion is not the same as the law. Now, can their opinion give us an idea of where the majority is leaning? Like what we talked about last week with that article. Those 3 Democrats in the Senate were like, the Clarity Bill as it is written today, it is corrupt. Absolutely not. They was going in on the POTUS. So that told me my antennas went up, because I know that they need at least 7 Democrats to pass, right? They need at least 7. Well, you got 3 of them right now that's screaming, corrupt, corrupt, corrupt. This ain't gonna happen. This ain't gonna work. Brian here becoming, you know, getting billions of dollars because of cryptocurrency. Absolutely not. Right? So if you got at least 3 and they need 7, and that's just the 3 vocal ones that were written about. What about the other ones that haven't been written about just yet? D, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Okay? So this is the type of stuff that we need to just make sure we're paying attention to. So that was number 2. I was talking about regulation. Number 3, the third thing that moves Bitcoin, okay? The third thing that moves Bitcoin is institutional activity, which is what we talked about multiple times. All right, when we talking about our, he said Warren represented the other ones. I'm not surprised. That lady. Anyway, I ain't even gonna get on my soapbox about her. So I'm gonna just simmer down now. And before anybody say anything, y'all, I'm not sitting here. I'm not saying, oh, you know, you wrong if you're a Democrat, you wrong if you're Republican, whatever. I could care less, because all them jokers corrupt. So, you know what, whatever. But anyway, so institutional activity. This is our large companies, right? Our investment firms. You already know in the crypto space, you got BlackRock running things, okay? You got your ETFs, your banks, pension funds, all of this stuff, okay? These organizations can move larger amounts of money than individual retail investors like ourselves, okay? So it's imperative for us to pay attention to how BlackRock is moving when it comes to these crypto ETFs. It's imperative that we pay attention to companies like Strategy when they're selling Bitcoin. Okay? It's imperative for us to pay attention. That doesn't mean that something automatically is going to happen. It's just our antennas are going up. That's it. That's all. Okay? That's it. That's all. I'm going to pin that because Crypto Stock Market saying happy Tuesday to y'all. Say it back. We not rude over here. Okay? We got Southern hospitality, even if you ain't from the South. All right? You in the live stream with a person that's from the South, so we got some Southern hospitality over here. Brown Sugar, babe. What's going on, Brown Sugar? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I see you. Okay, Vet, welcome in. Hustle, welcome in. Happy Tuesday, y'all. All right, there we go. I see y'all. There we go. That's right. We said back. We said back. So yeah. So that was the third one, right? Was the institutional activity. Okay. The fourth indicator, the fourth thing that we pay attention to that drives Bitcoin, okay, is the macro economy. Now, I know it's somebody like, well, what are you talking about? The realist, welcome in. Thank you for that follow too. I appreciate you. What are you talking about? What that looks like? Thank you, Phoenix Rising. I appreciate you. Look, she got me. Come on, Battle. Battle looking out for me. I appreciate you. So now when we talk about macro economy, right, we're looking at inflation, we're looking at interest rates, employment, oil, war. I'm gonna get into a couple of articles today, okay? And then we're gonna do a little exercise so that way we can see where these type of topics fall into those 5 things, okay? All right, welcome back, Brown Sugar. Okay. So interest rates, employment, I said, oil, war, all of this stuff, okay? So one thing we as individuals can control is the weather. Would y'all agree? Can we control the weather as an individual? There's gonna be some people that say, "Well, man is." I said, me. Can Leona go out here and say, "Rain right now"? Okay. Can Leona say the sun needs to come out right now? Can Leona go out here and say, "Hey, you know what? We ain't had any snow in Louisiana. Can we get some snow right now?" Absolutely not. Okay. It's the same with the economy. One individual cannot control the economy. So even though we can't control, the weather, right? All right. We still should know whether it's sunny or stormy or it's about to. Okay. It's about to start storming before we go outside. Well, guess what? We need to do the same thing when it comes to the economy. We do that by keeping up with where we at with inflation. Where we at, say it's muggy. Hey, if it's foggy out there, you already know I'm gonna have to put my high beams on. I already know. I'm gonna have to keep my distance. I already know. I know I'm not crossing the causeway because I ain't trying to drive across 27 miles of water when it's super foggy. Absolutely not. I'm going to go a different way to get to New Orleans. That's it. That's all, right? So we do that, though, with the economy. We keep up with, interest rates. So us knowing the next time that the Fed has their meeting. Like, does everybody know the next date for the Fed? The assistant, welcome in. I see you. Thank you for the repost and the share. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for that heart. Me too. I appreciate you. Does everybody know the next date for the Fed meeting, right? The Federal Reserve here in the United States. Everybody know the next date. That's something as an investor you should know. Okay? Because the interest rates impact what we're able to do with our money. It impacts it. Oil prices. We need to keep track of that, right? Because if oil prices go back up, what happens to everything else from groceries to our fuel that we put in our vehicles, diesel, all this stuff? What happens to those things? Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Right. And they are. Exactly. And Crypto Angel put in here for the next Fed meeting. It's the 28th of July. It's the end of this month. So these are things that we as investors, if we're saying that we want to have whatever size portfolio you want to have. For my people who say, hey, I want each one of my assets to eventually hit 6 figures. Okay, cool. If you're saying, hey, I want to have an 8-figure portfolio in the stock market and a 7-figure portfolio in crypto or 8-figure portfolio in crypto, whatever, real estate, whatever. In order for you to even get to that point, for one, you need to make sure you're paying attention to this stuff. Got it? So understanding what plays a part or what encompasses the macro economy, that's going to help us to determine, all right, there's a probability, there's a chance that Bitcoin price is going to go up because these things are happening. There's a chance that Bitcoin price may go down because of these things, especially when all of these things are in alignment. Okay? Everybody got it. That was the fourth indicator, macro economy. Everybody got it. Let me know in the chat. Give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat if you got it. And I'm going to move on to the last one. Then we're going to do a little exercise. Thumbs up emoji in the chat if you got it, and I can move on. All right, cool. So our last one is investor psychology. So we pretty much see this when we're looking at the NASDAQ, because the NASDAQ represents what? Technology, okay? So I show y'all QQQ. We're going to go over here in a little bit, but we see that when it comes to the NASDAQ. We see that when it comes to NVIDIA, okay? If you have not been here, we're going to go over that again for my people who haven't been here. Why I, Leona, look at NVIDIA to help me with understanding or at least identifying what type of environment we may be walking into before I even open up my Bitcoin chart. Okay. We see it in price action, market sentiment, all of these things. But we also observe it in how people react. Okay. So think about, like, there are certain questions that we can ask, right? So when we're seeing price moving a certain way, okay, is everybody at this moment suddenly euphoric, right? Well, in the crypto space, we can kind of see if we are in that state of euphoria with the crypto fear and greed index, okay? If we go from extreme fear to neutral, just like that, something done happened. What the heck is going on? We were just at extreme fear. What the heck? Okay, something happened. All right, but if everybody's suddenly, euphoric, right? Or people are automatically panicking, like it's a nationwide panic, or globally, you're having the conversations in Germany, in Belgium, in Italy, in Spain, in Tokyo, here in the United States, in Canada. If all of these different countries and cities and states and stuff are in, you having the central kind of conversation of panic, your antennas should be up, right? What if you're seeing headlines, pretty much being emotional, right? It's emotionally driven. Or is it factually driven, like they dropping facts, right? All of this is how we are able to observe, how people are reacting to price action and things of that nature. Okay? Can you explain how the Bitcoin mining difficulty adjustments? I don't even know anything about that, King. So yeah, not wrong person to ask that question too. I'm not into Bitcoin mining, so that question that's above my pay grade. I have my lane. If somebody else that is interested in that, studying that and everything, if y'all can answer King, I'll pin it. If somebody else can answer him, y'all got it. Y'all have at it. But that's not Leona's lane. And I'll be quick to tell you if that's something I'm into or not. I ain't gonna sit here in front. Okay. So when we're looking at all of this stuff, okay, okay, this is where that prosperity pause that I mentioned on last week, this is where it is pretty much, it becomes that tool for measuring psychology, because we're identifying if there's fear in the market, if there's greed in the market, if we're seeing more FOMO, if there's panic, if there's confidence, whatever it is. Okay? So when we're talking about all of this, y'all, there's going to be another step to it. And this is the step that we have already gone over. And this is the 5 indicators, pretty much the how. Okay? It's the how. So how do we measure those 5 forces that I mentioned? Okay? The liquidity and the macro economy and regulation and all that. Like, how do we measure that? This is where we go into that dashboard that we've been building. Okay, there we go. Phoenix Rise, you got me. Come on, Battle. She's looking out for me tonight. Okay, so we're about to get into the how do we measure those 5 things that you see on the screen on TikTok. For my people who don't see it, of course, because you're on YouTube, again, that's the liquidity, the macro economy, regulation, institutional activity, and the investor psychology. Okay. Now, number one, the first thing that I look at before I open up any Bitcoin charts, period. I don't want to see the Bitcoin price. I look at the DXY, the US dollar index first. Okay? Because that primarily measures like, the liquidity and the macro economy, right? So why does the DXY matter? Why does this matter? So for my people who don't know, when we see a stronger dollar, that is going to signal to us that money may become a bit harder to access. Would y'all agree or disagree? For my people who have been investing for quite some time and you understand economics and whatnot, right? If I'm right, tell me I'm right. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I ain't got to the weak one yet. I just said a stronger dollar could tell us that money may become a bit harder to access. Okay? If I'm right, tell me I'm right. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. All right? And at this point, people become a bit become a bit more careful, right? With it. They holding on to their money, right? However, thank you, crypto stock markets. However, when the dollar is weak or it weakens, okay, investors may feel a bit more comfortable. They're going to move money around into riskier assets, possibly because they see more growth potential with said risky assets, okay? So those risky assets are things like Bitcoin, which is what we're talking about tonight, your alternative cryptocurrencies, your altcoins, and of course, some of your AI stocks, your ETFs, right? There we go. I don't know why that makes no sense. TikTok be hiding some of the weirdest I don't understand why I be hiding some of these comments. But yeah, so strong dollar, weak BTC. Okay? And that's a general rule of thumb. Now, does it always turn out like that? No. But there is a higher percentage of the time that's how it comes out. Okay? So we talked about DXY. That's the first thing Leona looks at before I even look at Bitcoin price. Okay? Because again, my focus is I want to see or at least have an idea of where the market or the type of environment the market is leading me to. So that way I'm not going and looking at the chart and I'm surprised. Okay? So that's number one, DXY. Number two, the second thing that I do after I look at the US dollar, the second thing I look at is the 10-year treasury yield. Bruh, do you want your bone? Here. Golly. The second thing I look at, welcome in, Chris. Thank you for the likes too. I appreciate you. Sir. Down. Got to knock my thing over. Armand, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. So the second thing that I look at, y'all, is the 10-year treasury. Okay? The 10-year treasury yield. So I look at this. There we go. So I look at this because this is going to measure macro economy and liquidity again. Okay? So we have the dollar, we have the 10-year treasury yield that measure the macro economy and liquidity. Okay? So with that 10-year treasury yield, it is pretty much reflecting like the expectations about growth, inflation, interest rates, okay? Things of that nature. So when we see rising yields, okay, when it's going up, then that means that money or borrowing money can become a bit more expensive, right? So if you're talking about buying a home, but the yield is getting higher, you may want to, I'm not telling you what to do because none of what I say tonight or ever until I'm licensed is financial advice, okay? But if you're seeing the yield continue to increase and increase and increase, then this may not be the best time for you to borrow money to purchase that land or to build that home. Does that make sense? Because we already said that the money becomes more expensive when the yield is rising. On the other hand, okay, When it is lowering and it's going down now, that means money is not as expensive and it may begin to flow a bit more freely. Okay. So that means that we may be able to borrow a bit more at lower interest rates. Okay. So everybody got it. So that's the second one. So we look at DXY first. Leona looks at DXY first and then 10-year treasury yield. The third thing Leona looks at before I open up a Bitcoin chart is the NASDAQ. Specifically, I go to QQQ. Why? Because this measures that investor psychology that we talked about, and then liquidity as well. I don't look at metals. Yeah, I don't look at metals. I only look at metals just for me to buy, but not as it relates to a Bitcoin. And listen, if that's something you do, crypto stock markets, I would love for you to, I don't know if you can really type it because it might be long, but if you could give like a one sentence on why you do that with metals, by all means, put it in the chat and then I'll pin it. But so I look at the NASDAQ specifically. I look at QQQ because that tells us about where the investors are at, psychologically, and then also liquidity. So this shows us, how investors are treating growth-oriented assets like cryptocurrency, like AI. Okay, got it, bruh. Go ahead. Okay. So when we see strong performance, prices are going up when it comes to QQQ. That tells us that people are willing to take the risk. So risk is on. Okay, everybody following me. That tells us risk is on. Carolyn, welcome in. Chris, thank you for liking live, right? When the price of QQQ or the NASDAQ is going down, that can suggest to us that people are a bit more cautious when it comes to investors. Okay? That's what that tells for Leona. Before I even look at the price of Bitcoin, I'm looking at that because we're talking about blockchain technology. Cryptocurrency falls in that realm of technology. So guess what? I want to look and see if people are taking the risk or if they're saying, hold on, I'm reducing my positions. Okay? The next thing I look at for my people who have never been here before, okay, is NVIDIA. Why? Because that measures investor psychology again, and it also measures the macro economy. Okay, so it pretty much acts like a hey, our boy put Howard Solana. We literally, I don't know if anybody was on Crypto Chicks. I got you, Crypto Stock Markets. I figured that. But we was on Crypto Chick live stream earlier today, and somebody brought up Solana or whatever. She was like, I don't invest in Solana because, and here's why. She broke down her reason. And I was like, oh, good. I typed it in the chat. I said, see, so I'm not the only one that don't invest in Solana. And I told them, I was like, because every time I go live, they be getting on me about not investing in Solana. But see, I'm not the only one. But shout out to y'all, okay? I know y'all joking, but yeah. So I had to say that since he put that in there. So yeah. So pretty much when it came to, I was on NVIDIA. So yeah, so NVIDIA, it kind of is like a gauge or whatnot. Like it tells me like people are still excited about AI, right? And technology in general. It can actually be a signal like of confidence. I said confidence. I feel like I just said that. Sometimes my mouth moves faster than my brain. But it kind of is like a signal of investor confidence. Okay, I don't know why I feel like I said that wrong, but I just said it again. I'm like, no, that was great. But it's only one little piece of the picture, right? So this is why I look at all these things. And the last thing I look at, and we're gonna go over here in a minute, The last thing that I look at is the Bitcoin ETF flows. Welcome in, Mama Chronicles. Happy Tuesday. The last thing I look at is Bitcoin ETF flows. Why? Because Bitcoin ETF flows measures the institutional activity that we were talking about earlier. Right? If y'all still with me, let me know in the chat. Say I'm still here. Okay? Let me know in the chat. If you're still with me, say I'm still here. Okay? If y'all still with me, let me know y'all still here. Because I don't want to feel like I'm just going and going and going. Authentically something. I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Okay, the real is still here. Miss Gigi still here. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna keep going. All right. So see y'all on YouTube. Y'all can see this. Let me make it a bit bigger for y'all. Boom. All right. I see you. I see you, Sean. Bam. All right, cool. I see you, Chris. All right. All right. Crypto stock market still here too. So yeah. So when gold going up can be bullish for Bitcoin if it's driven by inflation or a weaker dollar. Okay, I'm gonna pin that for my people. If y'all want to add that to your investor dashboard, so before you look at Bitcoin price, you can look at where gold is at to see if it's going up. Then that could be a bullish sign for Bitcoin. Okay, possible. So yeah, so the Bitcoin ETF flows is the last thing that I personally look at before I even open up my Bitcoin chart, right? Because I want to see if institutions are putting money into Bitcoin or not. So if it is positive on inflows of Bitcoin, of these Bitcoin ETFs, and that tell me, yep, institutions putting their money behind Bitcoin. They buying Bitcoin. Got it. If I see negative or the numbers are red, okay, for that day when I'm looking at the Bitcoin ETF flows, that's telling me that these institutions are taking their money out of these spot Bitcoin ETFs. So it's kind of like a window into institution participation. Okay, so those are the 5 things that I look at. Everybody got those 5 things. Everybody got those 5 things. Put the number 5 in the chat if you got those 5 things, especially if you're new here. Okay, if you got those 5 things, let me know in the chat that you got them. Okay, say if gold is rising because investors are fleeing risk and liquidity is shrinking, Bitcoin goes down. Okay, I'm gonna pin that now. So y'all learning something tonight. We learning something tonight. Not y'all. We learning something tonight. Okay, Matthew, welcome in. I see you, Sean. All right, so let's run. Let's run it. So we're gonna do a quick little exercise. Okay. So based on those 5 market forces that I shared with y'all. Okay. So the institutional activity, macroeconomy, regulation, liquidity, right? All of that we talked about. I want you to let me know if when we talk about a particular thing, like there's a headline for this thing. There we go. When there's a headline for this thing, right? Does it fall under macroeconomy? Does it fall under institutional activity? Does it fall under regulation? Does it fall under liquidity? Or does it fall under investor psychology? Okay. Got it? All right. So here's the topic. We're talking about the Fed meeting. Okay. The Fed meeting. So we know that the next meeting is scheduled for July 28th to 29th, right? And right now, the CME's Fed Watch is expecting rates to hold where they are. Question: which indicator does this affect most? Is it liquidity, the Fed meeting, July 28th, 29th? Is it the liquidity? Is it macroeconomy? So you can type macro in the chat. If it's liquidity, type liquidity in the chat. Is it institutional activity? So you can just put activity or whichever one is going to be shorter for you. Is it regulation or is it investor psychology? Type the indicator that is impacted or affects the Fed meeting the most. Type it in the chat. Alfonso, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Fed meeting is scheduled for July 28th. Which indicator affects the Fed meeting? Is it liquidity? Type in liquidity in the chat. Is it macro economy? Type macro in the chat. Is it regulation? Type regulation in the chat. John, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Is it institutional activity? Type institution or activity in the chat. I should say that. Activity in the chat. Or is it investor psychology? You could put psychology in the chat. Which one is it? See, when I'm doing these type of exercises, y'all get quiet. I just want to make sure that y'all are learning, and I'm not just talking, and y'all just like yep. No, we need to know this stuff. Okay, D Nice said all of the above. Okay, and Sean said regulation. What y'all got on TikTok? Y'all quiet on TikTok. What happened? What happened, dog? Huh? What happened? Y'all got quiet. So I would say macro. Okay. I would say, oh, my bad. Well, I got another one for y'all. All right. So, but I'm going to say macro. Okay. I'm going to say macro. All right. But this is just to help us think, y'all. I'm not going to say you're right or wrong or anything like that. This is your interpretation. All right. So let's talk about ETF flows. Okay. ETF flows. So if we see, I just read earlier today, let me go to it. I saw that, where is it at? That U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs recorded a net inflow of approximately 226.8 million on the most recent active trading day, which was yesterday, marking 5 consecutive days of positive inflows. So question, which one of those indicators impacts the Bitcoin ETF flows? Specifically talking about this. Is it regulation? Is it investor psychology? Is it institutional activity? Is it liquidity? Okay. Is it macro economy? Which one is it? And if you believe it's a combination of something, then you can do that as well. All right. So ETF flows, based off of what I just read, which indicator affects the Bitcoin ETF inflows that we just read the most? Is it liquidity? Is it macro economy? Is it institutional activity? Is it regulation? Right? Or is it investor psychology? If you believe it's more than one, then you can put the ones that you believe it is. Okay. So Miss Gigi said activity and macro. Okay. And then anybody else got anything? Anybody else? What y'all got on YouTube? D Nice, you still there? I know Sean there. D Nice, you still there? What you got? The realist said liquidity and activities. Yep, institutional activity. Okay. Anybody else? I'm gonna give y'all a second because I know it take a minute to type, and sometimes there's a lag, so I don't want to be like I'm moving on and then y'all still typing. Kevin, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Okay. But yes, so for me, I would definitely say liquidity for sure, and then institutional activities, because you got to have the money to put it into the market, especially to see 5 consecutive days, right? So there's money flowing. So we have the liquidity. And number 2, institutions are buying into it. So that's institutional activity. Okay? That's Leona. All right? You're not right or wrong. You take it how you take it. Okay? Your perception is your perception. All right? Now, the next one, I'm going to give y'all one more, and then we're going to close this out. Okay? We're going to do our routine. All right? And then we're going to move right along. Okay? So, I said I'm going to do one more. All right. We talked about, let me see. Okay, so I was reading today. Hold on, let me go to the article. Where's that article? Okay, so I was looking at this. Hold on. Can I mute it? There you go. It says Hexef estimates war with Iran cost the U.S. $37.5 billion. Now, out of those five indicators that I mentioned earlier, which one affects this? Hexef estimates war with Iran cost the U.S. $37.5 billion. Which one or which ones are affect that particular type of headline? Is it liquidity? Is it regulation? Is it macro economy? Is it institutional activity? Or is it oh, I thought somebody put a comment. That thing be throwing me off. Y'all notice that when you go live, it had like the AI summary or whatever, and I'm sitting here like, what the heck does this say? I'm thinking it's a comment. What I said, it macro economy, um, institutional activity, liquidity, regulation, or investor psychology. Which one? That headline that I just read about the Hexef saying that estimates the war with Iran cost the U.S. $37.5 billion. Which one of those five indicators affects that type of headline? Type it in the chat. Which one? Or which ones? Cowboys 6500. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Okay. Now I can get back to y'all on YouTube. I'm sorry. I have to get off. You know, Embracing Sean said, yeah, it gets me too. Right. Like I'll just be like, dog, I think it's somebody commenting and I'm sitting here about to read and I'm like, oh shoot, that's the AI summary. Oh shoot. The realist put psychology and macro economy. Okay. Original Doe, they went away. But original, welcome in. 80, welcome in. All right, what y'all got? So the realists put investor psychology and macro economy. All right, that's real. That's not what we on right now. And I could tell that you are new here. So welcome, but that's not what we on right now. That's definitely not the type of questions that we ask over here. Because we're not looking to get rich fast. And number two, I'm not a licensed financial advisor, so I can't even tell you that anyway. I can't even give you that type of answer anyway. Okay. So what was the one I said? Hexel. So that's macro. For sure. Hands down, macro. Period. Okay. So everything has already been decided for. None of our opinions matter. We're just waiting. Well, yeah, we already know we can't control any of this. So yeah, okay. I got you. All right. So I said macro for that one. Okay. I think that's everything. Those were the examples I had. Yep, that was it. All right. So listen, y'all, we're about to go into our investor dashboard. But before that, I will hope that by now you're realizing that knowing what moves Bitcoin is different from knowing how to safely invest in it. Okay, there's a difference. Knowing what moves Bitcoin is different from knowing how to safely invest in it. So that's a big part of why I created the Crypto Beginner Workshop. Okay, we just had it. So the next one isn't until October. However, you can get access to it on demand, watch it any time of day, however long you want to, because you'll have lifetime access to it. You can get access to it today. Okay. Because in that particular workshop, you're going to learn how to choose your exchange. On top of it, because you're learning how to choose your exchange, we do a comparison between, I believe it's 5 crypto exchanges. Okay, one of which is Coinbase, of course, and then I even talk about Cash App. Okay, and Robinhood and Kraken and so on. Okay, so that's real nice. No, I can't do that because listen, I ain't going to jail for nobody, and I'm not getting fined for nobody. I'm not losing money for nobody. Okay. So if they say you cannot do that because you're not licensed, you don't have a securities license, I'm not gonna do that. And plus, that's not the conversation we have right now. Okay. So within that workshop, what you'll be able to do that's real nice, okay, is be able to figure out which exchange you want to use. You'll be able to buy your first cryptocurrency or your next cryptocurrency, because we talk about some of the stuff that you're asking about right now on this live stream, but it's offline. Okay. I do a live demonstration on how to move it from the crypto exchange, which I use Coinbase as an example, and I move it from Coinbase to a hot wallet. Okay. There's a reason why I do the hot wallet, and I explain that during the workshop. Okay. So we go from that's a live demonstration of that. So you know how to do it, where to go look for it on Coinbase, and then where you go on your hot wallet as an example. Okay. And then we pretty much kind of go over some things to help you avoid some of the mistakes that I've made and some of us have made as beginners in this space. And ultimately, the goal is to help you to build a bit more confidence. Okay. So that way you can go out here and do what you want to do with your money in the crypto market. Okay. So if your scheduling kept you from attending live on the 11th of this month, you can actually learn at whatever time works for you. Okay. When you're getting off work over the weekend, again, you have lifetime access to that. Okay. So you can click the link in my bio on TikTok, and you can click the link in the description box on YouTube to get access to it. Okay. So now it's time. Are my battle buddies ready? Battle buddies, y'all ready? All right. Because you've learned the 5 indicators. Now it's time for us to use them, right? So if you were not here last week, all right, we're about to go through each one of them. Drum roll, please. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Okay, so we already did step 1. When Crypto Stock Markets was on here, we were breaking down some of the headlines and articles about the Clarity Act that was released today. Okay. So we talked about what actually happened today. It was a whole bunch of nothing. All right. And then we just went over, the Fed meeting. We know when the next one is, so on and so forth. All right. So now it's time for me to share my screen. Y'all ready? Let me get this off of here. And we are about to go to, I got to refresh my screen because I already know it's not going to be set up. This is the perfect time, y'all. If you are haven't shared this live stream yet, this is the perfect time to share the live stream. Repost if you don't feel comfortable with reposting. Continue to tap the screen, y'all. Appreciate y'all for the 28K on the likes. I appreciate y'all. Keep tapping the screen, share, repost, and continue to comment. And let me know, have y'all learned something today? If y'all learned something today, let me know in the chat. If you like the way that I teach, okay, when it comes to cryptocurrency, let me know in the chat, okay? Let me know. I appreciate y'all. If you learned something today, if you like the way that I teach, let me know in the chat. I appreciate y'all. All right? Okay, so let me remove this. Boom. Let me add this. I say yes. All right. I love it. I'm pulling up the DXY because we said that's number 1. Okay. So let me bring y'all over here. All right. So remember, y'all, we're looking at the DXY first. Here you go. DXY. I'm on tradingview.com. Okay. It's a free website. If you want to get on there, you can. You can pay if you want to, but you don't have to pay. All right. It's not a requirement. We're on the day time frame. Looking at that. I love it. I love it. Thank you so very much. Okay. So we're on the day time frame. So that means these pretty candles here, y'all. Okay. That means 1 day of price movement, either up. Green represents price going up. Red represents prices going down. Okay. So this is one full day. Price went up for the day. One full day. Price went down. Okay. So we're going to go to the current candle, which is right here. Okay. Current candle. Look at the date. Okay. So this is where we're at. This is the next kind of like trading day. Okay. So yesterday trading day, which is still today, but yesterday's trading day, okay, it ended green. Right now we are red. Okay. Right now we are red. Okay. So what that tells us is the dollar is appearing to get weaker. Okay. So red means the dollar is getting weaker. Green means the dollar is getting stronger because price is going up. Everybody got it? Green means price is going up, so the dollar is getting stronger. Red means the price is going down. That means the dollar is getting weaker. Everybody got it? Okay. So I want you to write down or take a mental note. Right now, the dollar is considered to be weak. Okay. There's a reason why we want to have all 5 of these written down, or we have it in a mental note. Rex, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Jeez, I had to think. Everybody got the DXY? Thumbs up in the chat if y'all got the DXY, so I can move on to the US 10-year treasury yield. What the VIP? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. CC, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Y'all still with me or y'all gone? Because y'all quiet. On tick, top, tickety, top, tick, top. Y'all good? I hope y'all got it because I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I got you. Okay, cool. So next we're gonna go to the 10-year treasury. Okay, 10-year treasury. Why is it not coming up? There we go. Boom. I'm gonna share my screen over here on YouTube first, and then I will bring it back to y'all. I see you, Sean. Thank you so very much for letting me know. D Nice, I appreciate you. Okay, I appreciate you. Let's go. So we're gonna share. So we have our DXY that showed us right now it's getting a little weak. All right, now we are looking at, hold on, let me go. I got you, Dorillas. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so now we're looking at the 10-year treasury. So this is on marketwatch.com. Again, this is a free website. You don't have to pay for it unless you want to pay for something, okay? As of 8:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So actually right now it was just updated today. Okay, this is where we are with the 10-year treasury. So it's 4.63% today. We're going to look at yesterday to see if it is either up or down compared to yesterday. Everybody got me? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down. I'm going to scroll down to historical quotes right here. Okay, I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to look at yesterday. Okay. And then we're looking at today. So this was yesterday, 7:20. So we're going to go over to where it says close. And where did it close yesterday? 4.59. So are we saying that the treasury yield is higher today than it was yesterday? Or is it lower today than it was yesterday? If it's higher, type high. If it's lower, type low. Okay, Lord, welcome in. Loyal, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. If it's higher, type high. If it's lower, type low. King Cajun, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I see you. If the treasury yield is higher than yesterday, type high. If it's lower than yesterday, type low. I see you, Miss Gigi. All right, I got you. Stephanie, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. So take a mental note of that, y'all. So the dollar today is a little bit weaker, okay? So we're going to write weak for the dollar, okay? And then number 2, the treasury yield is up, okay? So that means to us that the money is going to be a little bit more expensive to borrow, okay? A little bit more expensive to borrow because our treasury yield is going up. Everybody got it? And we're going to move back we're going to move back to our charts, because the next thing, thank you, Stephanie, for the follow. I appreciate you. The next thing we're going to look at is QQQ. That's right. I see you, Sean. We're going to look at QQQ next, which is our NASDAQ. Okay. So that's the next thing we're looking at. And we're going to be on a day time frame for that as well. This is a perfect time to share. If you haven't shared yet, to comment and say, yep, I'm learning something, Leona. This is good. It's making sense. I'm about to start doing this, Leona. I'm going to add my own spin, but I'm definitely incorporating this. All right, let's go. So QQQ is up. I'm sharing it on YouTube. Okay. So again, we're on QQQ. We're on the day time frame. So that means each one of these pretty candles represents price either moving up, which is green, or price is moving down, which is red. Okay. Remember, with QQQ, we're looking to see if risk is on or risk is off. Okay. Risk on means people are buying into these growth assets, these high risk assets that's in a technology space. Okay. So that would mean we would need to see a green candle for today. If it is red, that means that people are reducing their exposure to technology. They are not as confident, confident or as excited about technology at this moment, because the risk may be a little bit too much for them. Okay, so you may see a red candle. So that's an example. So this is the current candle. The market closed here. What are we looking at? Are we risk on or risk off? Type it in the chat. If we're risk on, type on in the chat. If we're risk off, type off in the chat based on this candle right here. Risk on or off, type on or off in the chat. If people are are investing in technology at this moment, or if people are reducing their exposure to technology at this moment. Type on in the chat if risk is on. Type off in the chat if risk is off. Okay? Because I don't want to be the one just saying the stuff and then y'all don't understand. And y'all like, I don't get it. Why are you saying this? I see the realist said off. Anybody got anything else to add? On or off? On or off? This candle right here where I'm circling, is risk on today or is risk off today? The candle that I'm circling right now. Okay, Robert, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Friday, Jesus. Happy Tuesday, Mr. Vito. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Okay, so y'all, when it's green, that means price is going up, right? So that means people are buying, correct? So if people are buying, that means risk is on today. Red is when people are selling, so that means the risk is off. People are reducing their exposure to these growth assets. They're reducing their exposure to technology. So this is the last candle. The market closed up and the candle is green. So that tells us as of today, risk was on for technology. So make a note of that. Write it down or mental note. Okay, QQQ, risk on. All right, gotcha. All right, cool. So next is NVIDIA. NVIDIA is up here. We're on the daytime frame as well. Boom, still on TradingView. Free website unless you want to pay for it. Okay. So again, when the candle is green, that tells us price is going up, and people are, I got you, Miss Gigi, and people are excited still about AI. The news about the data centers isn't, scaring people away right now, right? People are still like, nah, I'm getting into AI, period. Okay. When the candle is red, that means that people are not as excited. They may be losing a little confidence in AI at the moment. There could be numerous factors that's triggering that, but that's okay. This is letting us know that, hey, People may not be into it as much today as they were the previous day. Green, people are excited still about AI. Red, people are not as excited as they were before. Okay, got it? So this is where we are today. This is where the market closed. Okay, this candle that I'm circling right now. So if people are still excited about AI based on this candle that I'm circling at this moment, put excited in the chat. If people are not, you can give me the thumbs down. I'll say nah. Okay, thumbs down if you say nah based on this candle. If you say, hey man, they ain't really decided what they're gonna do, then you can put, there we go, Miss Gigi put it in there, indecisive. Let's go, Miss Gigi. Indecisive. Why do we say it's indecisive for my people? I see you, Chris, because the candle is red, right? But why do we say indecisive? There we go. Phoenix Rising says it's a tug of war. You got a tug of war between the buyers and sellers. Okay? We got this little bitty, see that little bitty body compared to this, right? So this is called a doji candle for my people that don't know. So up here, you're going to see, oh, shucks. Hold on. Let me put it on there. So up here, you see it has O, that means open. So the opening price for today for NVIDIA was $207.54. So $207.54, right? Today it closed at $207.29. So it pretty much closed where it opened at. That's why you got this little bitty body candle. Got it? Okay. So I would put indecisive for NVIDIA. So we have 4 things already. Everybody got those 4. Everybody got those 4. And the last one we're going to do, y'all, the last one we're going to do is, thank you so very much. Yep, there we go. Let me pin this because Phoenix Rising helping y'all out. Okay. So, all right, cool. So now we're going to go to the last one, which is, excuse me. I mean, we already know the answer, but I want y'all to see it. So I don't want to be like, yeah, nope. I want y'all to see it. So we went to CoinGlass, and it wasn't updated last time. So let's see if it's updated today. We want to look at the Bitcoin ETF flows. We want to see the numbers for ourselves, right? Okay, there you go. It's updated now. So let me share my screen. I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to share my screen. Let's do this. All right. What I just said, Bitcoin ETF flows. Jesus, help me. All right. So let me turn this around. So Sean has helped y'all out. It's pinned for, I'm going to pin it again so that way everybody good. All right. So we're on coinglass.com/ETF/Bitcoin. Okay. So what we want to do is see if there was positive flows for Bitcoin. So that means the total number should be green. If it is not positive, then the total number will reflect red. Got it? So this is, they actually have today's updated from what I see, but it also has yesterday. Okay. So we're going to look at yesterday and today so we can see. So let's go over here. And the total says, boom. The total for today says 248. Okay, 248 million. Then you have yesterday was 3.5K. Okay, so we are up. There is inflow. That means institutions are buying Bitcoin specifically. Got it? So that means number 5, Bitcoin ETF is positive. 5, Bitcoin ETF is positive. Thank you, Phoenix Rising. I appreciate you. So now let me stop sharing this. Okay. We're going to do our traffic light method. Y'all ready? Because we want to know what environment we're walking into before we look at Bitcoin prices. Okay. We want to know what type of environment we're walking into, investing environment we're walking into before we even look at Bitcoin prices. So I'm gonna pull this up. Oh shucks. That's not what I was supposed to do. It seems the only way. Give me a second. I'm pulling the thing up so that way y'all can see it. That song would never get old. Ever, ever, ever. Ever, ever, ever. All right. So let's go. All right, y'all. Pius, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. So let's go. So this is our last thing. Okay. So the traffic light method. So what we're looking for is we want to know what type of environment we're walking into potentially before we open up our Bitcoin chart. So green means that we're looking at a high confidence environment. What does that mean? That means the dollar is down. The treasury yield is down. Nvidia QQQ is up. And then we have positive Bitcoin ETF flows. Okay. That represents a high confidence environment, meaning people are buying into growth assets. Got it. Green equals the dollar is down or weak, okay? Treasury yield is down. QQQ is up. Nvidia is up. And we have positive Bitcoin ETF flows. Everybody got it? So before I ask which one are we, green, yellow, or red, you're going to know what they represent. Okay? Yellow is mixed signals. So it's pretty much all over the place. If it's not green and it's not red, it's more than likely yellow. So let me go to red. Red looks like the dollar is up, the treasury yields are up, QQQ and Nvidia both are down, and we are negative. Okay, we are negative on our ETF flows. So the color is red when we look at the Bitcoin ETF flows. Got it? Dollar is up, treasury yield is up, QQQ and Nvidia both are down, and it is a negative Bitcoin ETF flow. That represents a red, cautious environment. So that tells us that people are not really taking the risk. Okay, the money is not flowing into risky assets, so you probably should push pause. Okay, everybody got it. So if it's not green and it's not red, then it's yellow. So based on the 5 things that we went over today, which one are we? Green, yellow, or red? Put the color in the chat. Green, yellow, or red? Put the color in the chat. US dollar, 10-year treasury yield, QQQ, Nvidia, Bitcoin ETF flows from today. Are we green, yellow, or red? Put it in the chat. So Phoenix Rising said we're mixed. So we're yellow. Does everyone agree with Phoenix Rising that we're yellow? All right, the realist said yellow. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm with you, sis. I'm with you. Battle, let's go. Miss Gigi said yellow too. I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. We already saw that. Okay? The dollar was weak, but treasury yield is up. What? QQQ is up, but Nvidia is indecisive. You know what I'm saying? And then we have positive Bitcoin ETF flows. You're doing too much. Okay? So that means more than likely, we may be looking at, when we open up the Bitcoin chart, we may be looking at a bit of a slowdown. Okay? So even if price, not saying it's going to be that way, but even if price went up some, it may not be a drastic move. Okay? That's a possibility. That's not a guarantee. Now, think about all the other stuff that has been announced today, talking about the Clarity Act and stuff. All of these things, Bubbly Bean, welcome in. Happy Tuesday, okay? That could potentially have an impact, okay? Depending on how investors took that news about the Clarity Act today. Martin, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. All right, so It's a potential based on all the information we gathered that we could look at a Bitcoin chart that is not a massive push to the upside, okay? And it's probably not going to be a massive push to the downside. It may be still staying in that price area that we've been looking at for the past week, okay? That's a possibility. That's not a guarantee. Everybody got me? So we're about to go to the chart, and we're officially going to look at Bitcoin finally, okay? Finally. And we're going to see what it says, okay? So let me share my screen. And then let me type in BTC USD. I'm going to be on Trading View, y'all. So as I share my screen, I'm on Trading View. Okay? And we're on the day chart. All right, let's go. I see you, Martin. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. This is the last thing, y'all, and then we out. Y'all not getting homework tonight. Y'all get it for Friday. Going into next week. So we're on BTC USD. This is Bitcoin paired with US dollar. We're on the day time frame. We're not on a specific exchange. We're on the crypto, okay? All right. So this is how it's been going. Boom, boom, boom. Remember, green means price is going up. Red means price is going down, okay? So we're looking, and it actually broke above. It broke above our area. Remember how we've been looking at this all week? It's just been hitting resistance. It broke above there and came back down, but it's been hitting this area for quite some time, right? It finally broke above that thing. So I'm actually surprised too. I'm surprised too. I really think it's because of that. I really think that part of it is that the whole Clarity Act news and all this stuff. Like, I really do. Because it don't make sense. Again, y'all, think about it. If the treasury yield is up, okay? Treasury yield is up. So that means money is a bit more expensive. It's going to be a bit harder to borrow, okay? But the dollar is somewhat dropping, not massively, okay? Look at it again. The dollar hasn't massively dropped. It's just a little, right? Just yesterday, it was up. Today is down a little bit, okay? So to me, I'm not looking at this like, oh yeah, Bitcoin is about to go to the moon. Absolutely not. I think based on what we see here, this is our next area here. I'll make a line here, okay? Y'all ready? I'm gonna put, and I'm gonna change this to will Bitcoin stay below here? Okay. And then this is today is the 21st. And I put July, so 7. And I'm going to save it. Okay. So this is for us today. I'm going to put a little line here too. So that way we know when we looked at it today. Okay. So now we want to see if Bitcoin is going to break above here. Because look, back in 15 June, Bitcoin hit here 67K-ish, and then it bust down. And it finally broke above 65K, but it ain't quite hit that 67 again. So now let's see if Bitcoin is going to stay below here, and then potentially break back down below that 60K, possibly hit 60% retracement at some point this year. Okay? 60% retracement from the previous all-time high of 126K-ish is around 48, almost 49K. Got it? So, if this news, okay, if this news that they put out today about the Clarity Act, all right, if this news was just a way to get people hyped up, psych them out, buy this Bitcoin, buy this da-da-da-da-da, okay, and prices drop, there is a possibility, not 100%, because a lot of factors have to go into play, right? There is a possibility, though, okay, that Bitcoin could get close to this 67K, hit it possibly, and then break on back down. Okay? Y'all with me? Everybody good? Did you learn something tonight? If you learned something tonight, let me know in the chat. If you learned something tonight, let me know in the chat. If you like the way that I teach, let me know in the chat. I appreciate y'all, the realists. I see you, Phoenix Rising. I see you. That's what's up. So we did our work together, okay? So I'm not going to give y'all any homework tonight. Okay, say yes, always. I appreciate that. Thank you for the roses, battle. I appreciate you. That's right. I love it. I love it. So yeah. So with that being said, y'all, I know tonight what we did was we pretty much should have learned, okay? We should have learned that Bitcoin doesn't move because of one headline. We went over some of the headlines, okay? There are several forces that have to work together at the same time for Bitcoin price to move, okay? So now that we understand those forces, we are less likely to react emotionally to any price movement. Okay. All right. I see you, Miss Gigi. Yeah. How long you gonna be in the NO? Let me know. Let me know. That's not far. Cause I love to meet people. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I just let me know how long you're gonna be there. All right. So yeah, so that's it. Y'all remember, for my new people, if you're new to cryptocurrency, okay, I got you, Miss Gigi. I believe you I don't know if I messaged you. If I did on the phone, I think I did. I think I sent something to you. I'm not sure. But my number is in the email. So you should be able to see it. So if if you have time and you want to, then that's by all means you could just shoot me a message. Okay. But yeah, so if you're new to cryptocurrency, then by all means get that crypto beginner checklist. You can click the link in my bio or go to the description box on YouTube. If you miss any part of this live stream and you want to watch the whole thing, you can go to Prosperity Calls on YouTube, watch the replay there. You can fast forward, rewind, pause, all that good stuff. Okay. And then for my people who wanted to attend the crypto beginner workshop, but you were not able to because of a scheduling conflict for whatever reason, okay? I got it. Life is life, and people got stuff going on. You can always watch it on demand by clicking the link in my bio on TikTok or clicking the link in the description box on YouTube. Okay, it's only $27 to get access to it for a lifetime. Okay, so you don't have to pay for it again after a couple of months or whatever, having access to it. Got it? Cool. So next live stream is going to be on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Thank you all for the likes, shares, reposts, the comments, the gifts, all of it. I appreciate y'all. Okay. Y'all have a great evening, and God willing, we will see each other on Friday. Bye, y'all.